We were the couple everyone envied, and maybe that's why I didn't see the cracks forming until it was far too late. Hello. Thank you for your continuous support. This means a lot to us. If you enjoy the stories we share, kindly subscribe to this channel. It would be great if you could leave a comment about which city you're watching from. We might just give you a shout out in our next story. Now let's dive into the details of today's story. If someone had told me 3 years ago that Emily would be the one to betray me, I would have laughed in their face. She was the love of my life, my best friend, the woman who stood beside me when I lost my father, who cried tears of joy with me when I opened my first business. We were the couple everyone envied, and maybe that's why I didn't see the cracks forming until it was far too late. We met in college. She studied architecture, I studied business. She was the kind of woman who walked into a room and made it quieter, like the air shifted around her. We dated for 5 years, got married on a windy September afternoon, and moved into a small house with creaky floors and too many windows. I loved every inch of it because she was there. The first 2 years were beautiful. She'd leave little notes on the fridge, call me just to say she missed me. We dreamed together of kids, of moving to the coast, of traveling the world. Then something changed. She became quieter, colder. She stopped making eye contact during dinner. Her phone, once left on the kitchen counter, was now always with her, even in the shower. She'd smile at texts and quickly lock the screen when I looked over. I asked if she was okay. She said, "Just tired." I asked if I did something wrong. She said, "You're imagining things." But I wasn't. One night we were lying in bed. I reached for her hand and she pulled away. I asked her gently if she still loved me. She turned her face to the wall and said, "I don't know." That sentence hit harder than any scream. The next morning, she told me she needed space. Just a few weeks, time to think, to clear my head. I didn't want to lose her, so I agreed. I moved into a friend's spare room. I waited for her calls. I sent her texts. She replied less and less. 2 weeks in, I stopped by the house to pick up some paperwork. She didn't know I was coming. I still had a key. Her car was in the driveway. I stepped inside. I heard laughter from upstairs. Hers, light, carefree. The kind I hadn't heard in months. Then a man's voice answered her. I froze. Footsteps. 2 sets. Then the sound of a door closing. I didn't go upstairs. I didn't want to see it with my own eyes. I walked out. The next day, I had the locks changed and the divorce papers drafted. 3 days later, she called me in tears. "Please, let me explain," she begged. So I met her, not because I wanted to hear her excuses, but because I needed to hear the truth from her lips. She admitted it. His name was Nathan, a coworker. It started as harmless flirting, then drinks after work, then nights, then lies. It didn't mean anything, she said. I laughed. You destroyed us for something that didn't mean anything? She cried harder. Said she made a mistake, that she loved me, that she'd do anything to fix it. But some things don't get fixed. She moved out of the house that weekend. I boxed up our wedding photos, the souvenirs from our trips, the books she never finished reading. The silence in the house was different now. Not cold, peaceful. For months, I stayed quiet, focused on the business, worked late, slept little. Then one day I ran into her. She looked different, thinner, eyes tired. She asked how I was. Better, I said, and I meant it. She nodded, hesitated, then said, I made the biggest mistake of my life. I didn't reply, because that wasn't my burden anymore. Now, a year later, I've rebuilt. I travel. I laugh again. I sleep soundly. I love someone new, slowly, carefully, but honestly. And every time I think of Emily, I don't feel anger. I feel grateful. Because sometimes betrayal doesn't break you, it frees you.